Welcome, my dear friend. I invite you to take a deep, soothing breath and sit quietly with me for a little while. If your heart is heavy right now, burdened by the weight of recent losses in the stock market and your investments, I make a sincere promise to you. If you stay with me, breathing and listening patiently until the very end of our time together, you will find a profound sense of relief. You will discover a gentle shift in your perspective, a cooling rain that will quiet the burning anxiety in your mind, and a renewed strength to navigate the uncertainties ahead. Let us walk this peaceful path of healing together. Right now, you might be staring at screens flashing in red, watching the numbers drop, feeling as though a part of your own life force is draining away with them. I see the tightness in your chest and the sleepless nights where your mind races through a maze of endless worries. You have poured your hard-earned energy, your hopes, and your dreams for the future into these investments. When the market turns against you, it feels profoundly personal, as if the solid ground beneath your very feet is suddenly crumbling. But let us look closely at this turbulent ocean of investing. The market is like the unpredictable weather. It has its seasons of blooming spring and harsh, freezing winter. It is an endless dance of rising and falling, entirely out of our personal control. Yet, we cast our fragile small boat into these wild waves, firmly tying our inner peace to the mast of external outcomes. When the tide rises, we are elated, floating on the illusion of permanence. When the wave crashes, we plunge into the dark depths of despair. The profound truth is that the deepest pain you are experiencing right now does not solely come from the vanishing numbers on a screen. It comes from the fierce grip of the mind trying to hold on to a reality that has already shifted. It is the friction between how things are and how you desperately wish them to be. There is a deep wisdom that reminds us. We suffer far more in our own imagination and fearful projections than in the actual physical reality of the present moment. The first arrow is the financial loss itself. A painful reality, yes. But the second arrow, the one that causes the most excruciating agony, is the story we tell ourselves about this loss. The harsh self-blame, the fear of ruin, the mistaken belief that our worth is tied to our wealth. My friend, recognizing this is the very first step toward true liberation. You are not your portfolio. The red numbers do not define your human value, your capacity for joy, or your ultimate security. Like the shifting clouds masking the vast, unchanging blue sky, these financial storms are merely passing phenomena. By acknowledging the pain without letting it consume your identity, you begin to untie the heavy knots of attachment, making space for clarity and profound peace to gently return. Now that we have created a gentle clearing amidst the thick forest of your worries, how do we begin to heal? How do we walk out of this storm without being shattered? The answer lies not in finding a secret formula to suddenly win back what was lost, but in a profound transformation of how your mind relates to the loss itself. Let us turn to the timeless wisdom of mindfulness, applying it directly to your financial struggles. The first gentle step is to deeply contemplate impermanence. Look closely at the stock market. Is it not the perfect living manifestation of the universe's ever-changing nature? Every green and red candle is a reminder that nothing remains static. Wealth flows like a river. It gathers and then rushes onward. When we demand that the river only flow toward us, we set ourselves up for immense suffering. By accepting impermanence not as a cruel enemy, But as the natural rhythm of life, you soften your resistance. Say to yourself, "This too is the nature of things. It rises and it falls." In this simple acceptance, the tight grip in your chest will begin to loosen. To embody this understanding, we must move to practical action. Here is your first tangible step. When panic sets in, practice the sacred pause. The moment you feel the urge to obsessively check your portfolio, or when despair washes over you, stop. Gently close your eyes. Step away from the glowing screen. Bring your entire awareness to your breathing. Feel the cool air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, and the warm air leaving. Take 10 deep, slow breaths. This act anchors you back into the present moment. Right now, you are breathing. You are alive. The financial loss exists in the past, and the fear of ruin exists in the future. But here, in this very breath, you are completely safe. The market cannot touch your breath. By returning to the present, you cut off the fuel supply to the fire of anxiety. The second step is to observe your emotions as a compassionate witness. When you experience a loss, a storm arises. Regret, anger, profound fear, and perhaps shame. Do not fight these emotions. Do not forcefully push them away, for what we resist will only grow stronger in the shadows. Instead, invite them in. Say silently, "Hello, my old friend, fear. I see you are here." Imagine your mind as a vast, spacious sky, and these emotions as heavy clouds passing through. You are the sky, my friend. You are not the clouds. They may be dark, but they cannot stain the sky, and they will eventually drift away. By observing your regret and fear without acting on them, without panic selling or revenge trading out of blind emotion, you reclaim your inner sovereignty. You realize that you can feel a tremendous loss without being destroyed by it. Your third step is a radical shift in perspective, redefining your true wealth. When we focus entirely on numbers in an account, we suffer from a poverty of the soul, regardless of how much money we actually possess. Take a piece of paper today and write down the riches you currently hold that no market crash can ever erase. Write down the love of your family. Write down your health, the simple ability to walk, to see the vibrant colors of a sunset, to taste a warm cup of tea. Write down your resilience and the quiet wisdom you are cultivating. This is not just a comforting exercise. It is an awakening to reality. You are richer than you could ever imagine. When you consciously shift your attention to the abundance already present, the sting of financial loss loses its venom. You understand that money is merely a passing form of energy, while inner peace is the ultimate, indestructible treasure. The fourth essential step is the beautiful practice of self-forgiveness. When investments fail, the mind is incredibly quick to become a cruel judge. You might hear an inner voice whispering harshly, calling you foolish and endlessly replaying the moments you should have bought or sold. My dear friend, I ask you to gently place a hand over your heart and offer yourself the same boundless compassion you would offer a dearest loved one in pain. You made the very best decisions you could at the time, based on the conditions present. To err is a fundamental part of the human journey. Holding on to toxic guilt acts as a heavy anchor, drowning you in the past. Release this burden. Forgive yourself for not possessing a crystal ball. Forgive yourself for being an imperfect, learning human being. This gentle self-forgiveness washes away the bitter residue of past mistakes, allowing new wisdom to flourish. Finally, from this calm and grounded center, we practice the step of wise action. Only when your mind is as still as a clear forest pool should you make your next financial decisions. Look at your portfolio with eyes of compassion and clear understanding, not harsh judgment. What can this loss teach you? Perhaps it is a lesson in patience, a reminder to avoid the intoxicating trap of greed, or a call to simplify your desires. When you act from a place of quiet clarity rather than frantic desperation, your choices become aligned with your true well-being. You will step away from the chaotic noise of the crowd, returning to a secure place of inner balance. You will navigate the market not as a desperate gambler seeking salvation, but as a wise traveler who knows exactly how to adjust the sails when the winds inevitably change direction. To cultivate this profound clarity and walk the path of wise action, your physical body and tired mind must first find deep rest. You have carried the heavy burden of the market's turbulence on your weary shoulders for far too long, my dear friend. Right now, there is absolutely nothing else you need to solve. No complex charts you must analyze, and no urgent decisions to make. I gently invite you to lower your gaze or close your eyes completely. Let yourself lean back comfortably into your chair, or simply lie down. Trust that the earth beneath you is profoundly solid, unconditionally supporting your weight. You do not need to hold yourself up anymore. Allow gravity to lovingly embrace you. Breathe in slowly, feeling the crisp air enter. Breathe out softly, letting out a long, quiet sigh of relief. Imagine a pristine mountain lake at the break of dawn. The water is perfectly still, beautifully reflecting the vast, open blue sky. Over the past few weeks, your anxious mind has been like a relentless storm whipping those waters into terrifying waves. But right now, the harsh wind is naturally dying down. With every gentle exhale, the ripples on your inner lake become noticeably smaller. You do not need to forcefully command the water to be still. Simply stop adding the chaotic wind of your restless thoughts. Just lovingly watch as the surface naturally smooths out, returning to a perfect mirror of peace. Bring your gentle awareness to the crown of your head, your furrowed forehead, and those weary eyes that have stared endlessly at dropping numbers. Imagine a warm, golden ray of morning sunlight tenderly touching your face. As this gentle warmth naturally spreads, feel the tight muscles around your eyes and jaw begin to melt, just like spring snow effortlessly dissolving into the warm earth. Let this soothing warmth flow slowly down into your neck and across your heavy shoulders. If you are unconsciously carrying the bitter weight of lost investments there, picture that invisible weight as a heavy, dry autumn leaf. The time has finally come to let it go. Watch it detach softly from the branch, floating quietly down until it rests peacefully on the forest soil. Allow this comforting warmth to cascade gently into your chest and your beautiful heart. Your heart has beaten so fast with sudden anxiety, but now it can gracefully slow to its natural, calming rhythm. As you breathe, imagine a gentle river flowing freely through your chest, effortlessly washing away the tight knots of fear and lingering regret. Let this peaceful river flow smoothly down your arms, all the way to your fingertips. Your hands have been tightly clenched, desperately trying to grasp what was inevitably slipping away. Softly open your palms right now. Let them rest facing upward, entirely empty, yet completely open to receiving the pure peace of the present moment. Finally, Let this gently flowing river of relaxation move deeply down through your abdomen, sweeping away any hollow feeling of dread. Let it wash quietly down through your legs, reaching into the soles of your feet. Imagine invisible, softly glowing roots extending from your resting feet, deep into the warm, a rich earth. You are deeply rooted, completely safe, and wonderfully secure in this exact moment. Absolutely no financial storm in the world can ever uproot a tree that is this deeply grounded. Just rest here naturally, breathing, feeling incredibly light and wonderfully free. Now that your physical body is resting like a deeply rooted tree, gracefully allow your mindful awareness to sink even further beneath the busy surface of your conscious mind. Past the anxious thoughts of plunging markets, past the loud echoes of daily worries, there exists a profound, silent sanctuary deep within you. Dive gently into these quiet, untouched depths. Here, the water is eternally calm, utterly undisturbed by the furious storms raging above. In this expansive inner silence, you will naturally discover your absolute true essence, your luminous, awakened nature. This is the pure, silent, observing presence inside your heart that was never born and can never be diminished by any worldly event. It has never lost a single coin in any market, and it requires no external wealth to be joyfully whole. This brilliant inner light remains forever untouched by the changing tides of the material world. It is a wonderfully boundless treasury of deep wisdom, infinite compassion, and indestructible peace. When you consciously choose to rest in this sacred space, you profoundly realize that you are already entirely complete. You absolutely do not need the fluctuating market to validate your inherent human worth or to secure your beautiful existence. Breathe in slowly and deeply. Feel this radiant energy gracefully filling every single cell of your body with glowing warmth. Breathe out softly, and willingly let this magnificent inner light completely dissolve the very last shadows of your financial fears and heavy regrets. You are unconditionally safe right now. You are an awakened being merely experiencing a wonderfully imperfect human journey. Stay gently in this luminous, healing stillness for as long as your weary soul truly needs. Let this infinite inner energy completely restore your tired spirit, washing away all exhaustion. Every single mindful breath you take is a beautiful fresh start, a powerful renewal of your quiet strength. When you eventually choose to softly open your eyes, you will no longer view the world through the dark lens of financial scarcity, but rather through the clear, calm eyes of true abundance and profound resilience. Whenever the unpredictable turbulence of investing inevitably clouds your mind, please return to this quiet practice to instantly reclaim your peace. If this message brought genuine ease to your heavy heart today, kindly share it with another dear soul who might be currently struggling. May you always walk forward in radiant light, deep clarity, and boundless, eternal peace.